So, Nate, Britain, Canada, and Australia have all recognised a Palestinian state.
Yay.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Oh, well done.
Brilliant.
Good time.
So one of the things I will say about this, and I know you agree with me, is that, and I've said this a number of times, like half a dozen times easily, I've said this on Lotus Eaters and stuff. I haven't got a dog in this fight, and I don't accept the argument that we do, and I don't support either Israel or Palestine. I refuse to pick a side. I deny the argument that you must pick a side. The only thing I care about is that my country isn't flooded with Palestinian Islamist terrorists. Beyond that, I don't give a shit. And do you know what? It just pisses me off now. It just pisses me off that I even really have to speak about it. Let me give you an example. Earlier in the week just gone, we're recording this on Sunday the 21st. In the week just gone, there was a segment where Firas Modad, a Catholic Lebanese man, did a segment all about Israel and Zionism being a bit out of control, and that America doesn't seem to be able to really control Netanyahu. Okay, that was his segment. Fine, absolutely fine. Agreed with all of his takes. He's a very, very clever man. I'm not questioning any of that. But it was sort of such a his take was sort of focused on the Israel side of the equation, entirely focused on the Israel side of the equation. Now, again, nothing wrong with that, and his take was solid as far as I was concerned. But at one point, about 10 or 15 minutes in, it pops into my head, for the sake of balance. It was literally for that. It was literally just almost for something to say, so I'm not sitting there in complete silence for 20 minutes, right? I said, and I literally explicitly said something like, to play devil's advocate, right? I made like a couple of sentences. I said, to play devil's advocate, Hamas are sort of bad people, aren't they? Because he wasn't saying any of that, and I know he agrees with me, right, as well, right? Who would disagree with that? So I said that. It was literally like an interjection for like 10 seconds saying, Hamas are bad people though, aren't they? And like, if their leadership get taken out, it's not the end of the world, is it? They are murderers, sort of a thing, something like that, right? The response to that, some people were calling Firas like a Hezbollah, like Jew hater. Why don't you, like, yeah, like some of the comments are like who is this guy? He's like, what he's committing. Why doesn't he just go straight onto blood libel then? Right?
What?
Yeah, so he's criticizing Israel and Zionism, so he gets it in the neck, right? And then but then I get it in the neck. I was like, cool. Like, some of the comments were like, you Jew loving, cocksucking, like,
wow,
like Jew shill,
wow,
stuff like that. And I'm like,
wow. So
really? So you can't say anything one way or the other without one of the sides immediately jumping on you, and so there's you can't have a reasonable dialogue about it at all.
Yeah. Well, I guess for point of clarification, then, for anyone watching this segment here on the state of politics, I don't care about Israel, don't care about Palestine, couldn't care less. I've got significantly more pressing things to worry about. My country is falling apart. Now, I know some people would look at that and say, yes, well, Israel is actually doing really good things in the Middle East because they're stopping Islamists and blah, blah, blah. And then on the flip side of that, there'll be people going, yeah, well, without Israel flooding the country with, Islamists, then things will be better for you, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Shut up. I'm not interested. I'm worried about what's on my doorstep right now and the demographic change and the replacement of English people in England. You can worry about your sandy shitholes all you like, and you can support Zionism all you like. I don't care. I couldn't care less. English people reserve the right to not care. We ruled the world. We are intolerant people. We don't care. Okay, we don't care about your way of life. We had the biggest empire the world has ever known. We don't care.
Yeah.
We want everywhere to be England, thank you. England's great. Well, was. Not so much anymore.
Yeah, I don't give a fig about your disgusting, murderous desert feud. Yeah, no, I do not support the Israeli government or the Palestinian authorities. Neither of them. Yeah, it's the same with Russia and Ukraine. You could barely say anything without being accused of being, like, if you say something that's anti-Ukrainian in any sense.
Yeah.
That if you mention the battlefield reality, that you must be in the pay of the Russians. I've had multiple people say the only way this makes sense is if Bo is being paid by the Kremlin.
Yeah, we've had that here. We've done those. We did. I think we did like 2 segments on that or something. We've had it here. You can't win, but hopefully that prefaces it. So Palestine's now recognised state, then, is it? I guess.
Oh yeah. So okay, that's
slightly back on track.
Yeah. Huckabee isn't happy. Of course, I mean, this completely, it is quite a development, really, for the United States, Canada, and Australia. Not that it will actually make any difference to what Netanyahu does, I wouldn't have thought, or barely. But just politically speaking, just purely politically speaking, it is quite a shift. It's a reasonably big move. Again, it's only really on paper, isn't it? It's only really rhetoric. Canada, Australia, and Britain are not going to start sending troops to help fight on the side of Palestine against the IDF in the West Bank, right? So nothing like that's going to happen. So it doesn't really make a big difference. But just politically speaking, it is a bit of a shift. You can obviously well imagine the response from Jewish people, pro-Zionists, people like Mike Huckabee, who's the US ambassador to Israel. All sorts of extremely powerful Jewish people all throughout the world, in the United States, in media. Netanyahu himself, of course, absolutely hates it. It's, again, if only politically, it's weakening his hand a bit. So then they're not going to like it. I mean, I suppose it just is what it is. Once again, don't care, don't feel like I've got a dog in the fight in any real way. And as long as I'm not flooded by more murderous Islamists that are going to fucking blow up an Ariana Grande concert in Manchester Arena, or blow up a tube train at Aldgate, right? As long as I don't get any more of that, I don't give a shit. It's your problem. It's your problem. Keep it away from me.
Well, guess who did like it?
Who? All the Muslims.
Hamas declared victory.
Oh, right. Brilliant. Yeah. Yeah. Something of a Pyrrhic victory, I suspect. Something of a Pyrrhic victory, seeing as nearly all their leadership has been killed. And they're completely on the run and sort of being wiped out on a daily basis. So, yeah, you want to call that victory? Sure.
So, it's interesting, isn't it? So, the whole point of this is so they can have a 2-state solution, right? Like that's the whole point of it. But that is predicated on the Israelis accepting that.
Yeah.
Obviously, and they've just been like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Netanyahu, it will not happen. Yeah. So I've done a fair bit of content, a little bit of content, a couple of times about this on Low Season, in a bit of detail, going back to the Camp David Accords, going back to 1948. In fact, going back to the ancient world. I've spoken all about this. The point is that hardline Zionists will not accept a 2-state solution. Right? You can get Yasser Arafat and Yitzhak Rabin to shake hands about it on the White House lawn, doesn't mean that the people, the actual militants on both sides, are going to accept it, right? So the hardline Zionists won't accept it, yeah, and the hardline Arabs and Islamists absolutely won't accept it. They're not interested in a two-state solution. They're not interested. They don't want that. They want the complete destruction of Israel. They want to roll Israel into the sea and end that country and take back their land as they see it. So yeah, but both sides are not interested in a two-state solution. Again, going back years, going back to the 70s, when try and broker a deal between Sadat, the Egyptians, and Israel. Yeah, you can get them to visit America and sit around in Camp David for weeks on end and hammer out some sort of deal, and both sides will sign it and whatever. That doesn't stop people on both sides killing each other there. Doesn't stop it, because a lot of people on both sides not interested in having a two-state thing. So very politically speaking, very, very, very difficult to ever resolve. Two people think it's their sort of God-given divine right to that bit of land, and will never give up their claim to it. Okay, so good luck with that then.